Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep, I mean really deep, into one of the ocean's most fascinating and bizarre phenomena, whale falls. Imagine this, a giant of the sea, a colossal whale, ends its journey and sinks, sometimes miles down to the dark, freezing abyss of the ocean floor. You might think that's the end of the story, but it's actually the beginning of an incredible multi-decade saga of life. When a whale carcass, weighing up to 200 tons, finally settles on the seabed, it's like a lottery win for the deep-sea community.
Ow.
This massive delivery of nutrients kicks off a spectacular, long-lasting feast.
Alec.
Think of it as a city suddenly appearing in a desert. This process unfolds in several distinct stages, each hosting a unique cast of characters. The first to arrive are the mobile scavengers. Within hours, hagfish, also known as slime eels, and giant deep-sea isopods, which look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, swarm the carcass. They're the cleanup crew, tearing away at the soft tissues. Sleeper sharks, with their powerful jaws, also join the frenzy, ripping off huge chunks of blubber. This stage is a chaotic feeding bonanza and can last for a couple of years, depending on the size of the whale. It's a messy but vital process, stripping the skeleton clean. Once the bulk of the flesh is gone, we enter the second stage, often called the enrichment opportunist stage. This is where things get really interesting. A whole new set of creatures moves in. These are smaller organisms like bristleworms, tiny crustaceans, and snails. They don't just eat the remaining scraps. They colonize the nutrient-rich sediment surrounding the whale. The sediment becomes soaked with oils and decaying organic matter from the carcass, creating a fertile patch on the otherwise barren seafloor. These little critters burrow into the mud and feast on the leftovers, forming dense mats of life that can cover the entire area. This phase can last for another 2 years or more, supporting a bustling community that's far more diverse than the initial scavenging crew. Now for the final, and by far the longest stage. This is the sulfophilic, or sulfur-loving stage. And this is where the real magic of the deep sea happens. As the bones themselves begin to break down, they release sulfides. This might sound toxic, but for a special type of bacteria, it's a gourmet meal. These chemosynthetic bacteria use the sulfides to produce energy, much like plants use sunlight for photosynthesis. They form thick, colorful mats all over the bones. But it doesn't stop there. An entire ecosystem springs up, built on the energy provided by these bacteria. Mussels, clams, and limpets settle on the bones, filtering the bacteria from the water. Tube worms, with their bright red plumes, grow directly from the skeleton, hosting these sulfide-eating bacteria within their own bodies in a symbiotic relationship. And perhaps most strangely, we find Ozydax worms, also known as zombie worms. These bizarre, plant-like creatures have no mouth and no stomach. Instead, they send out root-like structures that drill into the whale bones, secreting acid to dissolve the bone and absorb the fats and oils inside. It's a truly unique way to make a living. This final stage can last for an astonishing 50 to 100 years. For a century, a single whale skeleton can act as a thriving island of life in the vast, dark emptiness of the deep sea. It becomes a biodiversity hotspot, a stepping stone, and a nursery for countless species. Scientists believe these whale falls are crucial for the dispersal of deep-sea life. They act like oases in the desert, allowing larvae to hop from one whale fall to the next, spreading their genes across vast distances of the ocean floor. But whale falls are just one type of deep-sea feast. Another fascinating phenomenon involves something you might not expect. Wood, large pieces of wood, like logs or entire trees, get washed out to sea and sink. They create what are known as wood falls. Just like whale falls, they provide a rare source of food and shelter in the deep. When a log lands on the seafloor, it introduces a hard surface into a predominantly soft sediment environment. This immediately attracts animals looking for a place to attach, like anemones and barnacles. But the real specialists are the wood-boring animals. A group of bivalves called shipworms are the stars of this show. Despite their name, they are not worms but clams, and they are experts at drilling into wood. They have tiny shells they use like a rasp to scrape away wood fibers, which they then digest with the help of symbiotic bacteria in their gills. These shipworms create a complex network of tunnels and burrows throughout the log. This not only breaks down the wood, but also creates habitats for a host of other creatures. Various worms, crustaceans, and other small animals move into the abandoned burrows, creating a miniature apartment complex on the seafloor. As the wood decomposes, it also enriches the surrounding sediment, attracting another community of deposit feeders, similar to what we see at a whale fall. A single sunken log can support a unique ecosystem for several years, even decades, depending on its size. These deep-sea feasts, whether from a massive whale or a humble log, highlight just how resourceful life can be. In an environment where food is incredibly scarce, nothing goes to waste. Every scrap of organic matter that sinks from the sunlit world above is an opportunity, a lifeline that fuels complex and wonderful ecosystems we are only just beginning to understand. These discoveries are relatively new. The first whale fall was only discovered by accident in 1987. Since then, scientists have used submersibles and remotely operated vehicles to study these unique habitats. Each new discovery reveals more about the incredible biodiversity of the deep sea and the interconnectedness of all ocean life. It shows that, even in death, a whale gives back to the ocean, supporting generations of life long after its own has ended. It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? The deep ocean isn't a barren wasteland. It's a dynamic, ever-changing world filled with strange and wonderful life, all driven by these incredible windfalls from above. It's a powerful reminder of the cycles of life and death that connect the sunlit surface to the darkest depths. So the next time you see a whale breach or a piece of driftwood on the beach, think about the incredible journey it might one day take and the bustling city of life it could create on the bottom of the sea. There's still so much to explore and learn about our planet's final frontier. Thanks so much for diving deep with me today. If you found this as fascinating as I do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. Let me know in the comments what deep-sea mystery you'd like us to explore next. See you in the next video.